the past, the present, and the future. I will not shut out the lessons that they teach.
He's directed popular episodes of shows like Peaky Blinders, The Terror, Legion, and now Tim Mielants' next project is a feature film starring an Oscar winner. So thank you for chatting with me, and tell us what Small Things Like These is all about.
Oh, Small Things Like These is about a coal man in a small Irish town who sees what's happening in front of him, like injustice is happening to a young woman near the monastery, and he's facing that injustice, and he's coping with his conscience whether he should do something about it or not.
This is a 128-page book that you're adapting for film. It's a 90-minute movie, so it's fairly short for books these days, but how did you come across this story and become attached to directing it?
Yeah, I think me and Cillian, after Peaky Blinders, we wanted to work again together, and we were looking for material, and it was Cillian's wife who was kind of waving with the book in front of us, and I read it, and I recognized a very personal story, which is very close to me, which is kind of the grief and kind of delayed, postponed grief, which I experienced myself in life. And I said, like, but with an actor as Cillian, I would love to investigate more about what it is all about.
And to be honest, this could not be coming at a better time for you, for Cillian, fresh off his Oscar win for Oppenheimer. What is it like working with him? You obviously worked together on Peaky Blinders, like you said, but now in a feature film as well.
What it is like, I think, I think what's very nice to have him as a producer as well, to go with him to locations, to explain him everything up front, to show him all my storyboards and all my ideas, and that was really special. That's something I would love to do again, because from the moment we were on set, he knew exactly what I was after, and we could start at a very high level. So that was marvelous. Yeah.
Great to hear with him, and also getting rave reviews for her performance as the fabulous Emily Watson. Already won an award at the Berlin International Film Festival for this exact performance. How was working with her and knowing she's going to be incredible in this?
Oh yeah, she's amazing. I have to say, like, I was hoping to work with her for a long time, because I saw Breaking the Waves when I was a little bit too young for it. I think my mother took me to the movie when I was too young. There's always a value in watching movies when you are too young, so it sticks with you, and it was like a dream. But I think it was Cillian's idea to ask her, but that she was out of my league all the time. It was strange. I was working with Cillian, but like, she was impossible to work with. She was too, and then she was on the floor, and she was the best. She was amazing. It was a blessing. I'm so proud of that scene and so proud of her performance.
It's two great performances you have in your film, and this is described kind of as a historical fiction story. It's based on something that really happened, but the story itself is the fiction part of it. What did you learn doing all this research and doing this movie about the Magdalene laundries following the completion of the film?
Yeah, I have to say, I came in as a foreigner, so I didn't own that history. So I had a lot of Irish people helping me, but at the same time, maybe the value of it was that I was carrying that kind of history on my shoulders, and that I get more freedom to concentrate about the character. And I think it's a kind of thing that comes back and back in history. Like, if you're silent, are you complicit? That's like the DNA of the story, and you can see that throughout every period in history. But I was really trying to navigate with the character through his grief and through what he was thinking, because I think at the end of the day, if you can cope with the trauma, you may come out as a better person.
I think you did that so perfectly with it's kind of the film style of this, where it's all these super close-up shots. We're seeing the grief and expression on Cillian's face throughout the whole film. It's a lot of not as much dialogue as we see in other films, but I think that is so important in how this story is told. Surely that was your intent in how you wanted to do this story?
Yeah, exactly. I was as the book itself. The book itself felt like I should be like a silent observer, and having like standing there as a kind of God's eye, like a steady camera, and just looking at people, and the same frame that comes back and back and back and back, slightly inspired by Ozu. Who get like the same, and that kind of magic and how it plays into the frame, and then it goes to a more spiritual camera where the camera starts to drift a little bit more. So actually it's more like a very subtle spiritual movie in a way, and that was my attempt.
And audiences here in Indianapolis are going to be one of the first to see Small Things Like These at the Heartland Film Festival. You're here for the premiere. It's so exciting to have you here. It's already obviously in Berlin. What is it like to get to show this movie across film festivals across the world?
Oh yeah, it's the best. That's what it's all for. I think it's movies. It's like watching movies together with an audience. That's like the best thing. And I hope we still can do it and people come together and congregate to see movies together and then talk about it. Like, yeah, man, I love it.
It's wonderful. It's a wonderful film, wonderful performances. Thank you so much, Tim. Make sure you check out Small Things Like These, opening in theaters November 8th. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, River. Cheers. Bye-bye.